Welcome back, everyone. The state battle royale thing was requested by one of my friends, although, that was too annoying to try to recreate on my new phone, so we're gonna do something new. Alternate world or whatever, so basically in this alternate world or whatever on this thingy bobber jigger, the US, becomes chaos, and then big collapse, and then the anarchy sweeps over to Canada, then big collapse. So Russia basically doesn't really care about, well, NATO isn't really much effective against Russia anymore, and his allies. So they invade Ukraine, Moldova, and Estonia. They demand some land from Belarus. Yeah. I'll be back. Okay, I was gonna do some wheel spinny thingy, but I guess not. Okay, so Russia is very big and bad. And these guys are gonna fight. So I don't know what to really do. Kazakhstan losing their troops. They occupy this area pretty easily from Uzbekistan. Although Tashkent is very resistant against Kazakh forces. Although the Kazakh forces still managed to push around the, what are they called? Uzbeki soldiers. So Turkmenistan decides to join in on Kazakhstan's side because they want something. Although Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan are having it, so they side with Uzbekistan, and Kyrg forces moving on. Kyrg and Tajik forces moving over here, and they send volunteers to help defend Tashkent, or however you pronounce Uzbekistan's capital. Although at this point, a good amount of Uzbekistan has been captured by enemies, and now Tajik and Turkmen forces fight. Although a standstill happens after fierce fighting. Oh yeah, also unions have appeared everywhere, and Samar has rebelled and seceded from Saudi Arabia. Also, if you're wondering why Africa isn't filled in at all, it's because I just gave up, and I wanted to get this video out early. I'll do Africa in a different series. Also, North Korea, since NATO is kind of dead, North Korea took over South Korea with their big hulking army of like 3 million. Well, their active army isn't 3 million, but their reserve is 3 million, but that's still a lot. Okay, the Balkans is kind of a mess. So Romania and Bulgaria decide to form a union. Also, if you're wondering where Greece was, yeah, debt kind of got to them and they died. So they declare war on North Macedonia. They're in Serbia, and their boys aren't really having it. So they declare war. And they move in, taking some territory from Transylvania and that took over North Macedonia. Although they've been completely halted, and the Romanian, the Balkan Federation or whatever troops come. They take over Belgrade. They take over the rest. Kind of just seen as weak. Everyone over here is. Okay, so they formed a little union. Although they're not going to go very much anywhere because they don't want to draw too much attention. Because Russia will come and bite them, maybe. Also, after the Samar Revolution, Saudi Arabia wants to retake Samar, so a big war happens. Pew, 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 pew. Saudi Arabia manages to get the upper hand in the war because they have the majority of the big cities in oil stuff or whatever. Although Iran wants Shamar to still exist. So Iran sends supplies to Shamar via Iraq. So the Iraq manages, or the Shamar make a comeback. Although its progress in the war is kind of halted. As the Arabian troops start to approach. I actually forgot what their capital is called. Although since Saudi Arabia is so focused on getting to Shamar's capital, Shamar makes a spearhead to Riyadh, and they have a cool general who manages to kick Arabian butt. So it's kind of at like a stalemate right now. Okay, back to the Kazakh war. Or whatever. Kazakhs get fresh supplies and they whoop Uzbekistan. And Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan are forced into a treaty. You know what? We're gonna let Tajikistan have that. Because why not? Also, Thailand, Vietnam, and Japan are looking for people to make an alliance against China. Because ever since NATO kind of just died, Taiwan has fallen. And South Korea has fallen, so everything's not good. Also, since NATO and the UN kind of just died, well, UN is still a thing, but NATO really isn't right now in this universe. Brazil did some big warring, as you can see. And so did Peru, but we don't really talk about that. Oh yeah, this is Patagonia. Have fun. Oh yeah, over here, Spain was like, I hate you, Portugal. And they fight. Although since the Portuguese are pretty different and more independent than Spanish people or whatever. They don't like the Spanish. Basically, these like weird kind of colors is just like contested area. So these are just contested areas. For instance, this is just like a contested area too. Also, Benelux kind of died. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And watch Spook Plus. We're looking for some unique stuff and exclusive stuff to put on there. Be nice if you supported that. Please, we're really close to 60 subscribers. Like and subscribe. Stay spooky.